Okay, welcome to Chapter 5, the first lecture. It's a pretty easy idea. It's about interactive programming. So up till now, what we've been doing is we've been writing programs and methods to control the flow. We were in charge of how the sequence of actions in the program were controlled, what happens first, then next, and so on. And so it was all controlled by the programmer. We talked about creating a storyboard and then following just that. But what if you want to make it more like a video game, which is a lot more interactive, in which case the user is the one that is going to determine what happens next? Well, those are what's known as interactive programs, and we're going to learn about how to write those today. So ways that you can control, the user can control the input is through the mouse, a key on the keyboard, or some sort of input like a game controller. We're going to focus on the first two, the mouse and the key on the keyboard. So what we're doing is every time a user provides some sort of input or direction, we say that an event is generated. An event is something that happens, and what we're going to be doing is writing methods to connect to that event. So event might trigger a response, or it might move objects into positions. There's all sorts of reasons that you would want to have some input, including making choices. So obviously the event will connect to the method. We call this kind of method an event handling method. And if there's an action created, then a behavior is performed, just like it's been up till now with methods. So here's our example. We have an air show, where you go and you watch a plane, and you're going to control the plane. Rather, the user is going to control the plane, but the programmer is going to write it so that the user can do that. And the controls are going to let the plane spin around and go forward. So, how do we write a program code to provide a guidance system that allows the user to be the pilot? Well, here's the solution. Let's go ahead and use keyboard input, and we're going to use one key to move the biplane forward and use a different key to make the biplane do a barrel turn. A barrel turn is where it sort of pivots in place, so the one wing goes down, one wing goes up, and it does a roll. So what we're going to do is write a method that responds to each key press. Okay, so since there are two keys, two events are possible, so two storyboards are needed. And each storyboard is going to connect to a single event. So here are the storyboards. It doesn't matter what key you choose. In this case, they said let's do it with the spacebar, and when the spacebar is pressed, then this will happen. And it's kind of neat. They also incorporated a sound that goes along with it. You don't have to do that. We've discovered that's kind of challenging, but it actually makes it a little bit more fun. And then their idea is let's use a different key, so the up arrow, and that's going to move it forward. It also plays a sound. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to play it for you first, and then we'll talk through it. So I hit play, and at first nothing happens. It's just sitting there. And now I'm going to push the up key. And now I'm going to push the space bar. And actually now I'm going to press them together. It sort of worked. You could kind of see it going forward. All right, so how does this look? Well, my first method has nothing, right? All it has is some directions, some comments, so that's useful. And when the world starts, that method does get called. But here is where the events happen, right here. When the up button is typed, then you get biplane fly forward. And it looks just like the storyboard. Do together, move forward, play a sound. When the space bar is typed, then you've got this method. Again, do together, roll right, play sound. You'll notice that the duration of the rolling and the duration of the sound is really pretty close. Same thing here, 2.4, 2.324. So how does that created? Well, let's go to create new event, and you can see here are your options. So when a key is typed, when mouse is clicked on something, we'll get back to these later, and arrow keys. So in this one they did when any key is typed, and we can choose, and here are the choices. For any key, you can also choose your letters, you can also do numbers, and you can also do symbols. It's whatever you think is easiest. And then for the do nothing, this is going to be the different methods. Okay, and that's about it. So pretty straightforward. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so the things that were illustrated in this example, we saw where events were created in the event editor, that a method is called to handle each event, and if you can, synchronize the duration of the animation with the length of a sound, and this just involves using audio editing software. I really don't care so much about this part. I don't think it's the best use of your time right now, but if you are going to incorporate sounds, that's what you would do. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it.